Welcome back. It's day number 2. And what we're looking for in the second day of fall camp is just correcting the mistakes that we made on the first day. So we're already seeing it looks like we're a lot cleaner catching the football, especially Chris Brazzell. We did see, I want to say at least one drop from him. I want to also say I maybe saw a drop from, was it Chaz Nimrod or was it Squirrel White, whoever? But we look good so far. Very impressed with it. Nico, man, I love the way he throws the football because we talked a lot about this last season. The way that Joe Milton threw it, sometimes maybe it was a little bit too hot for the wide receivers and tight ends and everyone else to catch. But I don't really think that that is an excuse. If the ball hits your hands, you're supposed to make the catch. Either way, Nico does not have that problem. Not that he doesn't have a strong arm. He just throws a very catchable ball. So you love that. I think his mechanics look good. Okay, he looks sharp. All the balls are in the correct spots. Brew McCoy looking like he's comfortable. He can't wait to get ready to rock and roll. Right here we have Holden Stays. And you can't tell too much just because that was so quick. But he is very, very big. So I cannot wait to see how he looks out in live game reps inside of this offense where we love to use our tight ends. Squirrel White right here looks very explosive. You love to see our wide receivers making people miss, even in situations where maybe there's not really people there. You have to work on that early and often. Chaz Nimrod has been consistent. And man, at 220 pounds playing inside the slot, that could be a very, very big problem. I think we could pose a lot of different looks. Braylon Staley, this is our first time getting a look at him. He looks good, right? Like he missed the orange and white game with a little small injury. I think it was a hamstring or something like that, some sort of a muscle pull, but he's back to 100%. That's great. Now we are throwing the football to the running backs out of the backfield. I think we talk about this every year. Will we do it more and more often? Oh man, Deshaun Bishop looks really good, but will we do this more this season? Back to my point about maybe we could see our offense kind of change up a little bit just based off of who we're going to be facing. And typically that is what happens. But I feel like we're so versatile. We have so many different bodies that we can just have an entirely new offense every single week. Right here, we've got the big offensive lineman. Cooper Mays going with Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson looks very good. He, lost a whole bunch of fat. Looks quick, looks explosive. Jesse Perry, this is our first time getting to see him. He looks good. I've been hearing that he could be working in at center or on the interior of the offensive line. He might get a shot at the left guard spot, so that's used as a true freshman. Lance Hurd is back, but you can tell that he's gimpy. So the good news, I would say, is that he's able to put pressure, obviously, on his leg, and he's able to run on it. So how big of a, nagging injury is that going to be? That's something for sure that we need to keep a very close eye out on. But you have to love what we're seeing right here. This is just our defensive lineman. Of course, Caleb Herring looks really good. Just kind of going through the hoop drill. Now we've got some secondary players going through this same drill. They're working more on blitzing, but it's all just about pass rush. It's all about getting the football out and then picking it up. You got to work this every single day to be good at it, so it's second nature when the season starts. Here's the deepest group on our team, and they look great. We talked about this yesterday. I mean, just great bodies. I think that they're put together very well, but they're also great athletes. And I'm curious to see who's going to be the player that takes that step forward like James Pierce did for us last season. Now, it might not be that big of a jump, but it definitely could be. Nobody saw James Pierce turning into a top 5 draft pick before last season. Maybe some people were considering it. No one outside of this building, though, thought that that was going to happen. And it could happen again this year. That would just be very, very scary. Now we've got our secondary players just going through, their normal drills. And I think they look really good. Andre Turntime looked great. I think that Boo Carter, look how quick his feet are, his hips, his transitions, all that. So this is just transitional drills. So important. Now, Christian Charles, will he be able to stay healthy? Because he looks damn good. I'm going to tell you, he could end up being one of the guys starting at safety. What if it's him and Kobe Thomas? We haven't really even talked about that combination. I think that Will Brooks looked good going through that drill as well. But back to, look at this. Edris Farouk, dude. He looks great. I think he has gotten taller. He's listed at 6 feet tall. I think he was 5'11" coming out of high school. What if he keeps on growing? What's he going to give you this season, next season, whenever? You have to feel very good about all this stuff. Christian Harrison, he looks great going through this. So we're definitely a lot more athletic than we were last season inside of this room. There's no question about that. But, very inexperienced. So it's going to be fun just kind of watching them grow throughout fall camp. And hopefully the insides will have some notes on that we could talk about, once we get done with this video. But just kind of, paying attention to this. What I like to see is, who's getting off the ball well, looking at different body types and sizes. I think that Carson Gentle is a lot bigger than I thought he would be, standing up next to the rest of this huge defensive line. Also, Emmanuel Okoye, he's number 98. Y'all got to see him. And Carson Gentle was number 95, if anyone missed that. But right here, we've got Kobe Thomas at number 9. I love the way he looks in this drill. He is obviously a bigger dude, and he's definitely going to be that enforcer on the third level. What we're doing inside of this drill, y'all, is we're just working on zone coverage. just working on getting to certain spots and carrying the wide receiver to the next part of the zone, kind of passing them off to that next person. And that's what Coach Banks is talking to Kobe Thomas about, right? He say, hey, look, you got to get to this spot. This is where I want you at. So it's just working on those little small, finite details. It's so important because it is a game of inches. You might be, we'll say maybe 6 or 7 inches too far to the left or right, and it could be a completed pass, especially in this league when things happen so fast. Great quarterback play, great athletes. But I think that, whether we're playing zone or we're playing man, because we talk a lot about playing man, you can have a great defense. You can have great coverage playing zone. It's of course there will be some holes in a zone by design, but at the same time, right here, see, this is cover two, but you can carry it up, right? So the weak spot in the cover two is where he's dropping to, right? And his primary focus is going to be right up close to the line of scrimmage area. So, he kind of starts off there, boom, okay. And now he's dropping, he's sinking. So that's what we're talking about. You can still have a really good defense if you can play any of these coverages the correct way. But that is going to be it for this video, y'all. Thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end. And please make sure to stay tuned because we will be coming back with our thoughts of day two once we get the insider news and notes. But as always, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll see y'all in just a minute. Thanks. Peace.